Hey y'all, how's it going? So today kind of felt slow. Um, for instance, like this right here is 4 points. Usually, a trade that looks that big, like if you couldn't see the amount of ticks, you would assume that it'd be more than 4 points lately. But yeah, it kind of felt slow today, um, and other people agreed with that in the site. Um, but anyway, so 8:30 is around here, and we basically start the day off with this measured move almost met, and we break out of the overnights. Now, when you break out of the overnight, you can expect it to fade because it is like a range. It's the overnight range, and we already have these two legs up, which of course forms this channel here, which makes one big leg up. And I'll zoom out and I'll show these measured moves. So these measured moves, they are important. You see these measured moves here, and then it almost reaches it there, and then it clearly reacts off of it. It has two pushes off of it, and then this bigger measured move here, we got to bounce right off of it to the tick as soon as it reached it, and then another attempt right here. So these measured moves are important, and it's important to know where they are and to draw a level out for them. But anyway, so let's zoom in here. We get this leg up, we push out of the overnight high, and now we can expect it to fail, or at least attempt to fail. Now, here you have like uptrend, break, new high, but it's clearly part of the same move up. So even if you do extend it to there, you get 1, 2, 3, so that's still 3 touches off the lows, and that measured move reaches that upper trend line, which is pretty common for it's pretty common for it to do that if you have a right channel, if it's correct. But you see how it pushes down here towards the overnight high, and you can say first attempt to fade, second attempt to fade. I really view these as the attempts to fade, because at this point this uptrend is still in play. So you have uptrend, break, first attempt to make a new high, second attempt to make a new high. And that's really all you need for it to be considered played out. So this uptrend is played out after you get those two big attempts at a new high. First attempt at a new high, second attempt at a new high, and then it immediately rushes back below the EMA. And then you actually get the attempts to fade. So price would have trouble attempting to fade while the uptrend's in play, but after it gets the two attempts, it clearly tries to fade the range, and then it attempts twice, and then it reverses, and it doesn't do well, it fails. It went in a little bit, but that's not a successful fade. So basically, this is the first trade right here, and it's kind of a reversal pattern from this downtrend here, because the uptrend already played out at this point. So from this point here, when you get this push down, there's really only a downtrend in play. So it's downtrend, break, new low, in the form of two legs down, immediately followed by a reversal. It's almost a big picture failed second entry. I mean, it's not completely perfect. It could be viewed as just a high or low, because there is, this is all within one channel right here. But you do still have a pretty significant, two pretty significant pullbacks. But yeah, so it's off the range lows here. Now about this, I didn't like it how it closed below this, but then you do get this nothing bar. It's very small. It basically just acts as it allows you to enter, basically, because it could have gone all the way up to here and then there'd be no way to enter, but it just stayed around the same entry. It's just one more bar. It's not very congestive. And I did use a limit order because I didn't want to, the ticks were so big today, I didn't want to push it so far out. So I used a limit order by one tick, and it had to push through these highs, but it still had room to the very top of where the range went, so I thought it was fine, but I was requiring that it closes out of this to enter. And I just, it has STT. You can kind of look at it as one leg back, so that's a downside, but you have two clear attempts, and I understand it's only the first attempt to make a new high after this uptrend got a break, but look at this. It really is, you can draw it even smaller, and then it is the second attempt, and then you're also playing the range, not to mention the bullish imbalance. I mean, when you get two attempts to fade the range and it fails, I mean, that's a failure. That's a trap. If you go to a larger time frame, there will only be a few bars here, and it'll just look like a. I mean, it'll just look like a breakout of congestion, 2 attempts to fade, and then a reversal. You know, I mean, it would. I mean, price action's the same on all levels, so. It is a good reversal area, bullish imbalance, 2 attempts to fade. You're entering with the failure to fade. I mean, when it bursts higher like that, that is a failure to fade after 2 attempts and then failed second entry. I thought it looked pretty good. So anyway, we go into this uptrend here. I got it from off that body and then drew it off that, and then the highs fit, and then it fit pretty well up here. And this is really the only, I mean, there is this trade, which I didn't get over here, but this is the only other trade I managed to enter. But yeah, so it's a breakout pullback. It's right off the key entry point. Now, as I've mentioned, I've been talking about lately, I've been getting more comfortable entering into new highs, and as long as there's a measured move in play. So this measured move here, these 2 red legs up, is still in play, so I didn't have a problem going a couple points into a new high. But I did limit into 1-to-1. I could have gotten more out of it, but I just decided to stay at 1-to-1. It was a slower day, and you know, I just thought it'd be best to, you know, leave it at 1-to-1. And plus I had to, you know, I did have to push into new highs, so it's a good idea to just limit in a little bit. This right here I missed. I wish I got in on it, and it looks really good. So what it is okay, so let me just explain the context. We're still looking to reach the measured move. The measured move has not been reached yet. That is still in play. Overall, we're in this uptrend. It's, you know, it doesn't have 3 touches off the lows, but it's very obvious we have a a bullish bias, and this uptrend was in play, and then we have a break, expecting a couple legs to a new high. So everything is bullish right now on the big picture. And when we get these two more attempts to turn lower, and then it can't even reach the lows of this range right here, it just bounces early and then immediately offers this higher low above the EMA. It's a trap too. I mean, you can see it just ticked lower than that red bar and is just stopping everyone out above this swing. So if you got in on that, I think that's a great trade. Unfortunately, I could not get in, but yeah. So very bullish context, and you can also it's a big picture failed second entry. So if you look at this leg here, you can see leg up, break, first attempt higher, second attempt higher, and so you can see it as first entry short, second entry short, failure. And if you go to a bigger time frame, it'll look exactly like that. This will look exactly like a failed second entry on a bigger picture. But yeah, I would have, and also this is blocked by STT. I'll draw it here. So I wouldn't want to enter on this. It's blocked by STT and below the EMA. I would be afraid of it, you know, pushing down and reaching these lows before taking off higher. But when it gives a trap, finally holding above the EMA, that's absolutely a good place, in my opinion, to enter. So I do like that. But yeah, there isn't anything else that really spoke to me today. You know, we took off. We had a little breakout pullback after we reached this measured move. We reached it, immediately bounced right off of it, and then we bounced off this range, pushed through. Then to this measured move, you can see we broke out of it, pulled back. I mean, it's treated just like any other resistance. So they are important. They are important to draw. And then, just like with this measured move here, when it doesn't reach it, that's a sign that it's bullish. If you are in an uptrend and then you can't reach these bearish measured moves, that means there's more bulls in. There's more people buying. You can't even reach the measured moves to go down. So, and so because of that, because of the bias, that's why I really like that trade. I feel really bad that I missed it because it's, you know, I like it better than both of these trades. Certainly better than this one. This one is good. It's just not as clear because it really is. If you draw the channel like this, it really is the first attempt higher. so you kind of had to play this range, but you know, you do still have those deep pullbacks, so I'd like it, but this, in my opinion, is the trade of the day. So I'm going to draw the risk to reward for it just to see what I missed here. And then, yeah, you would have had to get out at 1-to-1 because you wouldn't want to push it higher than this resistance. It could just be really strong, and clearly there is resistance there. It reacts off of it, but it does push on through to the measured move. But yeah, I was just afraid. I mean, I would be afraid of this acting as resistance because the lows fit so well, and you can just drag it right up. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, that looks really good. If you took that, I think someone took that. Someone posted that not too long ago, and yeah. So, but yeah, we push out. We have that breakout pullback, and then we react off of that. But that's really it for the day. Looks like we could get another uptrend here. So we can see how it reacts off this. I mean, I'm not going to be trading anymore today, but we'll see if this holds. It looks like it fits pretty well. So yeah. Well, that's going to do it for the video, and y'all have a good day.